Last time, a cat by the fire. Tonight, something even closer to home, a child you don't have. You live alone in an old house, and yet, late at night, you hear small bare feet padding across the next room. A soft giggle. In the morning, a little handprint in the dust, and your luck, lately, has been astonishing. You are not haunted. You are blessed. Tonight, the Zashiki-warashi.
Welcome to Yokai Night. Tonight, the gentlest yokai we've met, the Zashiki-warashi.
The Zashiki-warashi is the spirit of a child, usually 5 or 6 years old, with a round face and a neat bobbed haircut, dressed in an old child's kimono. It can be a girl or a boy. A small boy in a plain kimono is just as common in the old tales. Either way, it lives in the Zashiki, the formal tatami guest room of a grand old house.
And it's a good thing to have?
The best thing. As long as the Zashiki-warashi stays, the household flourishes, good harvests, good marriages, good fortune. It's less a haunting than a tiny living luck charm that runs through your halls.
So, how do you know it's there?
By its mischief. You hear small footsteps in empty rooms, find tiny footprints in the ash by the hearth, or wake to find your pillow flipped to the foot of the bed. You may have met a shy one already in XXXHOLC or Yokai Watch. In the old houses, it was very real. Above all to the Tohoku region in the north, especially Iwate, a land of deep snow and great old farmhouses, where families lived for generations under one vast thatched roof.
Why would a house grow a spirit like that?
Picture such a house, enormous, dim, full of creaks and drafts and rooms no one entered for years. A child's footstep in the dark was easy to imagine, and comforting to believe in. Families would even spread ash on the floor at night, hoping to find small prints by morning.
So they wanted it to be there.
Desperately. In a hard northern life, a spirit who tied your family's fortune to a child's laughter was a beautiful thing to keep. So people set out a little food, kept the guest room clean, and never, ever spoke of wanting it gone. The most famous tale comes from the Tono Monogatari, the Legends of Tono, collected by the great folklorist Yanagita Kuneo in 1910. A man is walking a country road when he passes 2 young girls he doesn't know.
Just 2 girls on a road?
He asks where they are going. We are leaving the house of Emago Zaemon, in Yaremagu-chi, they say, the richest household for miles, and we are going on to another village. He thinks little of it. But those 2 girls were that family's Zashiki-warashi, and they were walking away for good.
Oh no. And the family?
Days later, strange mushrooms came up around a pear tree in the garden. The master warned them off. But a servant swore that any mushroom is safe if you soak it in water and stir it with a dried hemp stalk. So the household ate. Around 20 people died. 1 girl of 7 survived, and she lived out her life without children, so the line ended there. The spirits had not cursed them. They had simply gone and taken the family's fortune with them. That is the heart of the Zashiki-warashi. Its leaving is the loss. Always. A clean room, a little bowl of rice, a warm word. The whole etiquette of the Zashiki-warashi is really a lesson in gratitude, care for the small, unseen blessings under your roof, and they stay.
Treat your good fortune kindly, and it lingers.
Here's our reading. Every family's luck does, eventually, get up and walk down the road. The Zashiki-warashi is how the Old North chose to feel that truth, not as a curse, but as a child you were lucky to have at all. Here is the tender, sadder route that many folklorists point to. Why would a lost child become a household's guardian?
I'm almost afraid to ask.
In the hardest famine years of the Old North, some families could not feed every child that was born. Some scholars believe the Zashiki-warashi grew, in part, from the memory of those lost little ones, reimagined not as a horror, but as a child who stayed on, loved, and quietly blessed the home.
That's heartbreaking. And kind of beautiful.
It is the gentlest thing a hard history ever did. It turned its deepest grief into a small, laughing guardian of good luck. This is a theory, not a fact, but it is why this yokai feels so different from the rest. And she comes in more than one form. The Old North drew a whole little family of them, laid out here like a picture scroll. And she comes in varieties. There's the Chopirako, a finely dressed, higher-ranking Zashiki-warashi said to bring even greater fortune. There's the Kurabokka, who lives not in the guest room but out in the storehouse, watching over the family's wealth itself. And the Notabariko, a shyer, low type that crawls along beneath the floor, the same spirit, closer to the earth. Here's what's lovely. Almost every culture that built a home also dreamed up a small spirit living in it, one that brings fortune, and leaves if you treat it badly.
Other countries have a Zashiki-warashi?
Warm ones. In Russia, the Domovoi, a little bearded spirit behind the stove who guards the family, as long as you honor him. In Britain, the Brownie, the house helper who quietly brings prosperity, and vanishes for good the moment you offend him. In the Philippines, the Duwende, a little house dwarf who blesses a kind household and curses a careless one. And in Benin, in West Africa, the Aziz are tiny benevolent folk who quietly give wisdom and good fortune to those they favor.
Everywhere a small kindness, living in the walls.
And everywhere, it can leave. So tell me, in your country stories, what little spirit looks after the home? Tell me below. And here is the wonderful part, you can go and wait for one. In Iwate stands Ryoku Fuso, an infamous across Japan as a home of the Zashiki-warashi, where guests book the special room hoping the child will visit them in the night and leave them with luck. Around it lies Tono itself, the misty valley whose old tales Yanagita gathered, still the spiritual heartland of Japanese folklore. And if you would rather meet her in bronze, go to Sakeiminato on the northern Sanin coast, the hometown of Shigeru Mizuki, Japan's great yokai manga master. Its main street, the Mizuki-Shigeru Road, is lined with over 100 little bronze yokai, and the Zashiki-warashi waits there among them. And she lives on warmly on screen too, the shy spirit of XXXHOLC, and gentler faces in Yokai Watch and Gegege no Kitaro. Here's our last thought. Most yokai you hope never to meet. The Zashiki-warashi is the one yokai people travel for miles and pay good money to be visited by, proof that, sometimes, we don't fear the unseen. We hope for it.
That was Zashiki-warashi, the little guardian of a house's luck. If you ever heard soft footsteps in an empty old room, smile and leave out a little rice. Subscribe for a new yokai every few nights. Next time the Gashadokuro, giant skeleton built from the bones of the forgotten dead. Until then, take care of small good things under your roof.
And if you want more monsters, our sister channel Monster Atlas explores the beasts and cryptids of the whole world.